I thought college would be like a cold environment where I wouldn't be able to stand out and I'd be just one out of thousands of students. I felt like I've changed drastically since I began at Chemeketa. I went from a student that barely graduated high school into becoming one of the top 36 students in the state of Oregon. It was a great experience to meet the governor. I was able to meet her in her office and shook her hand. I felt proud because I was able to fulfill some of the dreams that my parents had for me when they came from Mexico. I believe that you become who you want to become, and the steps that you take in order to achieve your goal are the deciding factor on who you will become.
I had always encouraged my kids to go to college, and my son turned to me one day and said, well, if you like it so well, why don't you go? So I thought about that for a while and thought, well, he's right. I wanted to be an example for my children and my grandchildren. I wanted them to see that you can do it. I thought it was going to be for young people, younger than myself, and that I was going to have a difficult time blending in. I was accepted with open arms. I got so overwhelmed and so stressed, and the tutors just walked me through. They calmed me down, and they just gave me so much assistance with learning the laws of writing.
After high school, a couple of my friends went to big schools, BYU, Washington State, UCLA, and they always tell me about how big the dorms were and how big the class size was. You got 400 or 500 people in there. And so I just ultimately decided to start my education at Chemeketa for the relative class size. And that was really significant to me, as I was able to relate one-on-one with the teachers and get to know them and not just see them from a far distance away. I had the opportunity to learn under significant professors, Professor Deborah Stevens, Professor Megan Gonzalez, that influenced me to continue my career, and I look forward to continue my learning experience. So currently I'm actually working for Independence Police Department to complete my practicum for Western Oregon University, and that's really helped me build that connection and enter into that law enforcement subculture that's really imperative in police departments. And so what I do out there is I have the opportunity to a majority of tasks that law enforcement do. Anything from writing search warrants to writing police reports to writing on patrol, day, night, and graveyard shift. And I just look forward to continuing my experience.
Originally, we weren't even planning on doing all of our lower division here. It was mainly just going to be doing like a year and then doing a dual enrollment at Western. But we had everything we wanted here, so we stayed for the full 2 years. With both of us working and going to school, if we had completely different schedules or different classes, we'd be spending a lot more time at school and away from each other. So being able to do the classes together not only meant that we're in the classroom together, but also we're able to study together, do homework together, do all these things together when we're at home instead of separate.
I'm from the Czech Republic. My English wasn't that great. I would get really overwhelmed. I would read textbook and didn't understand many words, or lectures were difficult to pay attention to. But professors were really helpful, and I also used the writing center, and I feel like my English improved quickly. When I first came here, I didn't know what my major was going to be. I wasn't interested in many things, but then I met incredible professors here that influenced me and showed me I'm capable of big things.